Hey guys, Mike here. So today I'm here to talk to you about Ad Astra. In this review I'll be going over a brief summary of the plot, my quick thoughts about the film and whether or not you guys should go and see it. So I'm going to try and keep this review spoiler free. However, if you don't know anything about the film and you want to go in completely blind, then it's just come back to this video once you've seen the film. So with that, let's get started, shall we?
We have a job to do. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So Ad Astra stars Brad Pitt as Roy McBride. You may remember him from Fight Club and from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. In Ad Astra, Roy McBride is one of NASA's best and most decorated astronauts. And because of this, they let him in on a top-secret classified mission. The mission states that the first space station that was used in the first manned mission to Neptune is pretty much malfunctioning and sending out massive radiation spikes that are reaching all the way to Earth. And if nothing is done about this, this could threaten the whole solar system itself. And NASA has reason to believe that Clifford McBride, who is Roy's father, is the cause of what's happening on the space station. So because of this, NASA sends Roy all the way to Mars to try and use their satellite system to talk to his father to see what's going on and if he can try and stop him from doing what he's doing, or supposedly doing. And so we have Ad Astra. Now, going into Ad Astra, I had absolutely no idea what this movie was about. All I know is that Brad Pitt was in it and that he was an astronaut. I didn't know how based in the realms of reality it was. I didn't know set in the past, modern day, in the future. I was quite lucky to know nothing about this movie. So, I realistically had no expectations about this, other than the fact that Brad Pitt was in it, so, you know, it's gotta be at least decently acted. And obviously this movie is set in the future, and I think the film does a really good job of not trying to give away what year this was set in, because at the start I was trying to look at little documents and try and find out what year this movie was set in. But I think it was actually better that they don't tell you what year it's set in, because it really leaves it open to your imagination to kind of speculate how long it took, you know, NASA to basically get people on Mars, get people on the moon, and just overall try and set up a bit more of a presence in the universe. And I think as well, Ad Astra does a really good job of grounding itself in reality. Though obviously it's set kind of far in our own future, but you actually could believe that this is a future that is within reach, if, you know, we can get pretty much the whole planet to stop bickering and just really focus on space travel. Because ultimately, up there is where we're going. And I have to say that this is a really, really well-made movie. Pretty much everything about this is spot on. The editing, the cinematography, the sound design, the CGI. I mean, though there isn't all that much CGI, and it's not really so much of a grand spectacle flashing lights, it's more of just like, it kind of plays in more into the cinematography and just being at awe of just like what the vastness of space basically. And as well, for most of the movie, you really kept guessing as to what's going to happen next, where Brad Pitt's character should be setting his alliances and what he's going to do next, or, you know, what they're going to unveil next. And I must say that Brad Pitt was really good in this. Though at the start I thought he was going to really play this character too monotone and too one note, but as his character's given room to breathe and develop, you find that there's a lot more to him, and again, Brad Pitt gives another amazing performance, which I would say is definitely Oscar-worthy. And I'd honestly say that my biggest regret for this movie was not seeing it in IMAX, because I definitely think that this is a movie that does need to be experienced in IMAX to really appreciate the grand spectacle that is this movie. And you can really tell, like most sci-fi movies, that this movie is heavily inspired by 2001: A Space Odyssey. And honestly, I think Ad Astra is the closest movie that I've seen that really tries to capture the essence of what 2001: A Space Odyssey was like. Because it asks similar questions, it's kind of in the same vein and kind of in the same style as well. Though this movie wasn't exactly perfect, it did start off really, really well, though the pacing does really slow down towards the middle, and it doesn't really necessarily pick up. And I wouldn't necessarily say that was a bad thing, because this movie definitely is a slow burner, and you can tell that this was the way it was designed to be. And though this movie isn't all spaceships and lasers like Star Wars, it is definitely, I'd say, more of a thinking piece sci-fi than anything else. Though I do think that there were a couple of decisions in this movie that were more in service of pandering to an audience than necessarily a smart decision that a character would naturally make. I would delve a bit more into what I'm talking about, but I do think it kind of leans a bit towards spoiler territory. But I guarantee if you watch this movie, you'll probably be thinking the same thing that I'm thinking. So if you have an idea of what I'm talking about, you know, let me know in the comments. Overall, guys, I really enjoyed Ad Astra. Brad Pitt is amazing in this movie. It's a really, really well put together film. The sound's great. The CGI is great. Like I've said, you know, just this was a really great cinema experience. But now, as for whether or not you guys should go and see it, I definitely think that you should go see this movie in the cinema. You should definitely go see it in IMAX as well. Probably not IMAX 3D because IMAX 3D is crap, but if you can see it in IMAX 2D, then definitely, you know, pay the little bit of extra money to see this one. Because this one definitely is enhanced by being on a big screen. And it was just absolutely mind-blowing to see. Okay guys, that's my review of Ad Astra. If you've seen it, what did you think about it? And what's your favourite spacefaring movie? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments below. Until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!